Thanks for being on.
Of course.
My name's Basil.
Yeah, Asin, this is Basil.
Hey, Basil, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Guys, Asin's a big Philly sports fan, just like us.
Yeah.
It's a great time to be one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you see,
Oh,
you're a
yeah.
sports fan, huh?
Yeah.
Do you which team? What do you care for? The baseball, the Phillies, or the Eagles, or the Flyers, or the Sixers? What's your thing?
Yeah, I'm mostly a Eagles, Phillies, and Sixers guy. So
Okay,
I follow the Fly like I know how the Flyers are doing, but I don't know hockey as well.
right.
Um, but yeah, so I actually have Sixers season tickets.
Really?
Bad
Really?
bad t- bad time to have them, but yeah.
That's
Ah,
the other guys. The other guys in this group, especially Basil, are big Sixers fans,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Tough right now.
I like football. I like the Eagles oh,
Basil, you want to start the show off?
yeah,
Basil, Asin's last name is Hunsicker.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
if when you started off.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rockin' with Rahul and the Three Amigos. We're here with another special guest. His name is Addison Hunsicker.
Hey
Welcome to
guys,
the
what's
show.
up?
Asin, can you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Yeah. So my name's Addison. I'm a good friend of Will's, and thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Can you talk about what you do?
Yeah, what do you do now these days, Asin?
Yeah, so I work for the Philadelphia Union. I don't know if any of you guys are soccer fans at all, but
Yeah.
I'm a data analyst for them. So if you guys have seen the movie Moneyball about the Oakland A's, that's basically my job, but for the Philadelphia Union. So
Yeah.
numbers guy, big fan of the stats in sports.
I got one
Yeah.
question for you about that.
Yeah,
Uh, I watch NBL Network, and the shows on there, and they're all into stats
yeah.
and into a guy Brian Kenny. He's
Oh yeah. I know Brian Kenny.
big into that. And my problem with that is this: they remove the human element from it. You know, because they
Yeah,
talk
no,
about somebody being in their 28th year playing year, or their 35th year, or whatever. You can never tell. I mean, you guys like Carl Yastrzemski to play for this Red Sox, one team, 17 years. I know that was a different era and all,
right.
but I mean, what if you were to take stats on him when he came into the league? I mean, I'm sure he wasn't the fastest guy in the world. He had to
Yeah,
learn how to put the bat on the ball, and different things like that. Now, the guy comes up like that, it's like, oh, stay away from him. You know, but if you go and see him play and you get to talk to him, then you may get a different idea about him. That's my thing. I just don't want to remove the human element. That's all.
no, I definitely that's definitely a good point. I think it's important to have a balance. So I think you want to have people in your organization that have that feel for that human element as well. But then
Mm-hmm.
you also have to have like a ground truth so you can actually see who's actually good or bad when they're actually on the field. But then like you said, combining those
It,
human elements with that, you can get a good picture of what a player can be. But I agree, it has to be a balance of the two. You can't just be all stats or all human element. You got to kind of find that happy balance.
What does
these
WAR stand for? What do the initials WAR? I have no idea. They talk about defense,
Yeah.
war. What does war mean?
Wins above replacement, I believe, is the metric. Wins above replacement. I'm not as in tune with the advanced metrics in baseball as I am with soccer, but yeah. So it's essentially just trying to see, like, on average, right, how many wins does a player add to your team, relative to the average baseball player. So think of it as like an average player is a zero, and Bryce Harper is probably like a 5 or 6. Let's see what Bryce Harper's WAR was last year.
What did you say it stood for?
Wins above replacement.
Now, how do you figure that out?
It's a complicated formula. It combines a bunch of metrics.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of variables in there.
Yeah,
It's one big calculus problem.
yeah.
Did you go to college to become a data entist?
Yeah, I studied data science in college. So
Yeah.
a lot of advanced math that I had to take in school
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty tough, but we got through it.
It's
We
like
got through it.
it's like being an actuary, going to be an actuary, and all
Yeah,
the courses you
yeah.
got. Yeah.
In college, I wasn't good in math. I took I like I took algebra
Yeah.
011 like 6 times, and then after the sixth time, they said I can take like um, it was I took a I forget what class it was. I took a marketing class.
Nice.
It's math, so they let me take that as as um, as a they let me take that class, so I passed that class, and then I passed college.
Awesome.
So
Yeah, that's
There
great.
you go.
Yeah.
I think Basil remembers this when I took that
Yeah,
class.
I think I do remember. We might have been in that same class. I failed it too twice at also.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not
Yeah,
everything's for everyone, right, Will?
yeah, I wasn't always too good with math in college, but I got through it. I took basic math, math 010, then I took math 011, algebra 1, and I took math 100. But I know I should have taken three math classes my major. I took math 100 intermediate algebra,
Mhm.
and I took math 106 math applications.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, different
I
subjects
was the
for people, right?
math major.
You were. Nice.
Charlie, you're good at math?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which math are you good at? Which math?
Like algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, differential equations,
Yeah.
and the
That's advanced stuff.
yeah, and there's stuff. And what I can't remember the name. Statistics.
Yes, yes.
Statistics. I mean, when you have the card, and you get a T note or note,
T-test.
T test, right?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was a math major, and I did very, very well.
The
So
math major doesn't like stats and sports. It's funny.
yeah, well, the thing is this. I understand the thing about stats, but like I said, I just don't think I just don't want to would never want to see somebody that got overlooked because they were a little bit slow in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then they pick up steam, and that's what I'm afraid of seeing some kid like that get lost in the shuffle, you know.
No,
I mean,
totally understand.
so, but I got nothing against you statistics guys. Because I would be, what, if I used my brain, I should have did that too. Yeah, to be honest with you.
Still time, right?
What's that?
So there's still time. Never too late.
Yeah.
That's true. But
Yeah.
no, I think what you guys do is excellent. I just like I hear Brian Kenny talk, and sometimes he really annoys the hell out of me. But that's just the way things are, I suppose.
Yeah. As in, how long you been working for the Philadelphia Union now?
So this is going to be my 6th season. So I started right out of college in 2020.
That's excellent, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you like working for the Philadelphia Union?
it's fun.
What's it
I mean,
like?
I think I always wanted to work in sports growing up. So it's cool to be able to do it for one of the hometown teams.
Right.
Yeah, I remember back in high school, you were always a sports person.
Yeah. So it's cool to have like the extra emotional edge to it where, you're more invested in the winning and losing rather than just, being a job. Like if I worked for
Yeah.
a different team in a different city, Obviously I would care because I would have to, do well at my job. I don't want to, slack because it's a team in a different city. But, when you're working for, a team in an area you grew up in, it means a little more to walk in every day and
Sure.
just,
Yeah. One question. Do you get free tickets?
I do. Yeah, well, we only get a few for staff. It's not like, we can't get 100, but it's depending on what's available. Obviously the people who bought the tickets, they come first, but
Yeah.
sometimes we can get a few.
Yeah. Has their season started yet or no?
We start on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. So it'll be broadcast. What time's the first game? What time is the first game?
7:30 it starts.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about watching more of the Philadelphia games for quite some time now. I've been thinking about watching more and more soccer, honestly.
yeah. I mean, I know it's growing. I know not it's still growing in this area and in America specifically, but the league's kind of taken off a bit, and obviously Messi's been in the league now for a little bit. He's kind of the big name and the big draw, but yeah, hopefully he can keep growing and we can keep getting more people to check it out.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about baseball's season starting back up soon after the spring training?
I'm excited. I mean, I know from a Phillies perspective, it's tough when the other team in the division made a big swing in free agency getting Juan Soto, but you know they have the team to compete. They just gotta have to finish a job this year. It feels like the past few postseasons they've kind of let games slip away from them that shouldn't have. So this year if they can just be better at situational hitting in the playoffs, they should be able to go on a run. I think the starting pitching is going to be pretty good.
Well, that's what Rob Thompson said about he's got a good stable of pitchers, and he just needs people to make contact. And once you put the ball in play, anything can happen, right?
For sure. No, I completely agree. I mean, so I guess if you guys are big Phillies fans, who do you guys want? Do you guys want Schwarber to keep being the leadoff hitter? I know that's kind of been a
No, I was kind of hoping they bring him down to like maybe fourth or fifth.
Yeah. Who would you want leading off instead?
Trey Turner.
Turner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Turner. I took a screenshot of the lineup.
Yeah. As in, me and Rahul were just talking about this the other day that the Phillies should get Mike Trout from the Los Angeles Angels, right, Rahul?
I think they could too, but I mean, why not? It would complete the lineup.
Yeah. It would. I mean, that's the thing though, is like what are you gonna give up to get him? Like are the Angels, like I don't know what the Angels are gonna want to do with that, because they kind of seem like they're in a tough spot where they can't really win with him. But
he just signed. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, but like from the Angels perspective, you don't just want to give away Mike Trout, right? So
yeah. Did he just sign? Didn't he just sign a new contract?
I know it was a few years ago. Mike Trout contract extension. When does that end? 12. He signed a 12-year deal in 2019.
2019 was what? What did you just say?
12-year deal in 2019.
I think I would give him Bryson Stott and all the money they want.
Yeah, did you see that news about Stott? He was playing injured.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it got released the other day. I think that they were saying that he was having he had some arm issue like for the second half of the season.
Damn.
That's the problem with the Phillies last year. I mean, the first half of the season, they went boom. They were on top of things, and then the injury bug hit, and once that happens, and different people get hurt that are that important to the lineup, it can really sink.
Yeah, I completely agree. It says so right here. It said he had a lingering elbow issue for pretty much the second half of the season.
Oh, well.
Is that why he wasn't hitting that great?
Yeah.
The defense is fine.
I would like to, what? I'd like to keep the Phillies to keep the same infield as they had last year, because I believe that once they, take care of their physical problems, like they should have over the short winter, and get them back in the lineup. Boom! I mean, it's incredible what the Phillies can do when they are healthy. And you saw that last year in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
They're that good a team to do stuff like that, you know?
Addison, since the Union soccer team is starting soon, um, have you seen Kevin Durant at the soccer game sometime?
No,
He
I
owns
haven't. I
he
haven't.
he owns the Union, right?
Yeah, he's one of the investors in the team. Yeah,
Mm.
he's been to a few games, but I think that was before I started. I think he actually came to one game when I was working for them, but I was sick that game.
Okay.
Bad timing there, right? Missing out on seeing KD.
Yeah. If
Um,
if Kevin Durant owns the Union, he should come and play for the Sixers. Kevin Durant.
Man, we could use him.
Definitely.
Yeah,
He's playing pretty good basketball
I
ever
can
since he
I
got
can
back from
imagine.
injury.
Yeah.
Well, how you guys feeling about it? You think they're going to make the playoffs, or you think they should just kind of shut it down and try to tank?
Shut it down and tank for the season.
Like they've been doing for the last decade,
Sixers.
working to get that upper, that big, the first pick in the draft, the supplemental draft, or whatever they had, were the bottom 10 teams. Is it? Don't they get a? There's a big drawing, and to see who gets the first pick.
Oh yeah,
The lottery.
yeah, the lottery.
The lottery, yeah. That was a good story too, the lottery. But
If the Sixers keep on losing games, what position will they be in for the draft?
Yeah.
That's the problem, though. They only keep their first round pick if they're top six.
In their top six, they would keep their first round pick.
Yeah, I forget what the trade. I don't. I forget what trade it was, but they traded away their first round pick.
I think they should get that person from Duke, the player. That's
Yeah,
what
Cooper Flag.
Cooper
yeah,
Flag.
good.
He's good.
Yeah.
Very
That's
good.
what. Yeah, can you imagine? Hope they get him in the first round pick. If they're going to the first round pick, right? They may draft.
Yeah, he's going to go number one. So they have to get the first. They have to get the first pick if they want to get him.
He's tough. I mean, I remember Christian Leitner when he played for Duke when they won the championship back in the '90s, and he was a tough guy. You know,
Yeah.
he learned to get tough with banging around with all those guys in the ACC. But I think this Cooper Flag already has that in him.
Yeah.
You know? He looks like he has. He's got one thing in mind, and that's scoring. And so get out of my way.
Well, it's tough because like they have so much money tied to Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George that the lottery is kind of the only way they can add talent for cheap, right?
Right.
But then you're giving up on the season, so it's tough, right? Like, do you just kind of mail it in and say, right, we'll get Embiid surgery, we'll have Paul George get surgery, we'll be back next year, but you have to do bad enough though to get that pick. That's the problem. Like they could still be decent enough to fall out of the top six.
How many more games do they have to tank to lose in order to get to the first round pick?
No, to get to the lottery.
To get to the lottery.
Right now they're tied for sixth. They have tied for the sixth worst record.
And it's
so they probably got to do worse than the Nets. They have 3 more wins than the Raptors and 6 more wins than Charlotte. So it'll probably be a little tough to do worse than those teams. But you got to get in to have a chance, right?
Yeah.
They'll probably will get the first round pick.
Yeah, and that's the issue. Like if they stay where they're at, they might not even have one.
Yeah. Basil, Rahul, Charlie, what do you guys think about a fire outbreak that happened in Abington Township? It happened in Abington, Shunham, and
in Brenaston.
Jenkintown happened in Jenkintown too.
Well, there was a fire that happened down at Standard Press Steel. That's down there, Highland Avenue.
Oh.
A fire, and then there was an explosion and a fire at Standard Press Steel. And the other fire was on Buck Road in Brenathan, and that's not Jenkintown. It's something. The two major fires happened in, what do they call that, North Hills down there, and up in Brenathan.
Yeah, Charlie, the fire outbreak happened in Abington Township Monday night at 9:30.
Say that again.
The fire outbreak happened in Abington Township Monday night, 2 days ago.
So
I
just
about that.
so Addison, Charlie, Basil, and William, what do you guys think about the parade on Friday?
Yeah, awesome. I had
Parade.
fun with you, Rahul.
It was so much fun. I'm honestly kind of happy it's all over,
Yeah, yeah, me too.
You
but
guys,
I'm sad at the same time.
did you guys?
Addison, did you get to go with friends?
I didn't get to go this year. I ended up staying at my apartment, and I watched it on TV.
Me too.
When they won it the first time, I was up at 4 a.m. at the art museum and was there all day. It was a fun time, but this year there was like a lot of I just wasn't sure, like with the SEPTA, so like the subway in Philly, like they kind of changed up the schedule and kind of where it was stopping. So I just wasn't really sure what a solid like game plan would be for me to get there. But it looked like it was a ton of fun. I had a few friends that went, and they had a blast. I was on Broad Street Sunday night after they won, so I was able to celebrate. Then. But did all of you guys go?
Yeah,
We went to
went.
Broad Street. I went there like after they won the NFC Championship, but I didn't go after they won the Super Bowl. I heard it was fun.
But you were there for the parade,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Where you guys were on Broad Street for the parade, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we were on Broad Street for the parade. It was fun. And after the parade, everyone was dancing
Yeah.
and all.
Yeah.
So that was fun also.
Yeah, and everyone started going to the art museum.
To do the Rocky thing.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't get on the steps.
Nah, that's where all the Western Eagles are at, right?
Because Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts was and
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni were on the steps.
They had the Eagles do the reverse Rocky and walk down.
Yeah. Reverse
Some-
Rocky.
Yeah.
After the parade, we were watching the speech from on TV. Everyone was watching it at the bars and all near the train station. So
Did you guys hear the speeches, or did you just see them go by and then you ended up heading home?
we saw it on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was nice. The speeches were nice.
Yeah.
But it
They were
wasn't like
quick. The speeches were quick, I thought.
it wasn't like 2018. Like
Jason
in 2018 the best speech was Jason Kelsey speech.
Yeah.
Hungry dog,
From the heart, man.
dog run faster.
Yeah. They didn't have someone rant for 5 minutes about how no one believed in them.
Yeah.
Well, they were the best team this year, so there was no reason to doubt them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the new offensive coordinator, Kevin Petula?
Oh, I didn't even know we hired a new defensive
Yeah, I
coordinator.
saw it on Instagram this afternoon.
Where's he from?
They announced it this afternoon. Eagles hired Kevin Petula. He was I think he was the quarterback coach and assistant head coach. So now he got promoted to offensive coordinator. He's on the Eagles staff.
Good.
But I think they lost quite a few guys, right? Because didn't Kellen Moore take the one coach with him to the Saints?
Yeah.
What position coach was he? What did he take care of? What was his thing? Because I forget what it was.
Kevin Petula?
No, the when Kellen Moore left and he took another coach with him, where did that coach come from? What was he? Was he part of the offense? Did he coach the line?
He was the QB coach.
Okay. Yeah. That's happened with the Eagles the last time they won a championship. after they everybody wanted Frank Reich and the other guy, and the top offensive play people, and they all left to become head coaches. Now they're all assistant coaches again.
That's the one problem, right, with winning is everyone wants to take your staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some guys are excellent position coaches and excellent line coach, and some guys just can't be a head coach. It's too much stress on them, and it's just something. They got so many. They're here listening to so many people that it's just everything just starts to just sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher noise.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
How do you guys think the Eagles will do with Kevin Petula?
Next football season.
Yeah.
Well, we have to wait.
I'm hoping they should be fine.
Yeah, you have to wait and see. I mean, you can't make predictions now. I mean,
it's too early. It's too early to tell right now.
Yeah, and he's just falling into the job and getting himself ready. To do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they should be good again next year, right? But
yeah,
a lot can happen over the offseason and injuries too. I mean, I think they still have to. Do they end up re-signing? They signed Zach Bond to an extension, right?
No. Who do you guys think they should sign during once free agency start? I think the three main players should be they should re-sign Josh Sweat. They should re-sign Zach Bond, and they should re-sign with Milton Williams.
Did they let Bond go?
I think they're letting go of Bond and Milton Williams.
Man, Bond was a hell of a linebacker. I mean, he was all over the field.
Well, it's tough. Out of the players you just named, Rahul, who would you like pick as your number one to bring back? Because it might be tough to bring back all of them just with how much money they're probably going to be.
I think I would bring back Bond.
I'd bring back him because linebackers that hit and rap.
Yeah, Milton Williams was great.
Bond.
Yeah, they should bring back all of them and bring the Magic back for next year.
Yeah, right.
So
they should sign Bond first and then try and re-sign Josh Sweat.
How long do we have CG Gardner Johnson for?
I think for another year.
He's pretty good. I don't think he's starting to get a little old, but he's good. Every time we have him on defense, we get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Brandon Graham's going to retire this season or play for 1 more year or so?
He's going to retire.
What do you think
so
about?
Too.
What do you think about Darius Slay? Well, do you think
he should just retire too?
How old is he?
I don't know.
He's old. I think he's in his mid-30s. Darius Slay is 34.
Oh man, he's just a little bit younger than me.
They have Gardner Johnson signed a 3-year deal last offseason.
Nice.
The best thing the Eagles did this year was a draft Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, and Mitchell too. They're both really good.
The two of them, because they sure have made that deep secondary a lot tighter. They got two good safeties. And I don't know why they want to get rid of Bond, because he does the hitting that the secondary doesn't have to do.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Point himself at people. What's that?
We still have Jacoby Dean as a linebacker.
I don't see why the Eagles shouldn't give him up. They should keep him, honestly.
Did you go?
Who? Bond?
Yeah.
Of course they should keep him.
Did you guys see the mic'd up the clips from the Super Bowl?
No, I did not.
No, it was really cool. Yeah, they released a whole basically do you remember from the first Super Bowl when they had that clip of Nick Foles asking for the Philly special?
Yeah. Philly special.
Yeah, they released that video for this past.
Oh, you mean when they won their first Super Bowl?
Yeah, but they released that. They released the mic'd up clips from the first Super Bowl or from the this past Super Bowl, and it was amazing how much of a leader Bond was on the bench during that game. Saquon too, like they were both really vocal and said, hey, we can't let up. They've done this before. We gotta keep going at them. So yeah, they were. Bond was a great player on the field, but it looked like he was a big time leader for them off the field too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good feeling for a defensive coach to know that he's got a linebacker or linebackers. He doesn't have to worry about anything coming up the field or going downhill, basically, from tackle to tackle. If you keep that solid in there, then and they worry about the pass or whatever is going on in the secondary. That's basically what they did in the Super Bowl. They only used 4 men. Their 4 defensive linemen rushing. They didn't blitz anybody at all in that game. And what's his name? Mahomes was running for his life from their 4 down guys. So, that defense. Fangio's an excellent coach. He's been around for a while, and he knows. I mean, he's made enough mistakes to make to write a book. But all coaches, if you coach that long, you're going to have that. But the things that he learned from those mistakes are working for the Eagles defense now. I do believe.
Yeah.
Who do you think the Eagles should draft with the 32nd pick? Do you think they should go with an edge rusher, or they should draft a defensive end or something?
Well, the edge rusher usually is a defensive end, isn't he?
Yeah.
Edge rusher, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
So what they need, they have what they need. I mean, are they going to lose any of those 4 guys? And they released Bond. So the thing would be, what would be more important to that defense? Good linebacker or good edge rusher?
I think we need an edge rusher because Brandon Graham is retiring.
All right,
And
I agree. I agree with you.
I think they're going to end up re-signing Bond though. I don't think he's going to go.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I think they'll re-sign him.
Yeah, that's what I think too, Addison.
They'll re-sign him and draft an edge rusher.
Yeah, that's the main place that they could put more fire on people with a good edge rusher. And I didn't keep track of this year, but how many good edge rushers do you think there are in the country? I mean, off the top of your head. I mean, you don't have to look for stats or anything. Did you see somebody that you liked?
This mock draft I'm looking at right now has the Eagles taking an edge rusher from Boston College. I don't know though. I'm not a big college football guy, so I'm not really too sure. I normally get into draft mode like a couple weeks before, and I pretend I know every player in the draft, even though I don't. But
like that, yeah. Like what's your name?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Addison.
Yeah.
I met 3 Eagles players at the Oxford Valley Mall Sunday. I met Sidney Brown, Will Shipley, and I met Jeremiah. What's his last name again, Rahul?
Trotter.
Jeremiah Trotter.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture.
Did they do like an autograph signing?
With Will Shipley, I did a professional photo with him, and with the other 2, with Trotter and Brown, I got pictures on with my phone for free.
I like Shipley.
I think since Kenny Gainwell is going to be a free agent, I think Shipley should be the second running back.
Backup
running back.
They like Kenny though. They might bring him back too.
they do.
I said they like Gainwell.
Yeah, I know, but let Will Shipley earn some more minutes.
Yeah, I I think that it's incredible. Like I always make jokes about Howie Roseman,
Yeah.
but they're the guys that they have in their pit there when they're at the draft, when they're in there with all the phones and they're talking to one another and they got names up on the board and who they want and all this. I think the Eagles come up with good players because they have a good system for the draft.
Yeah. Addison, I remember I saw you a picture of you and Ryan Howard. You were younger. What was it like when you first met Ryan Howard?
I mean, that was a while ago, Will. You're asking me to tap into that memory. I don't know. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I think, when it was weird because I like when I grew up, I like missed the AI Sixers years, right? I was too young to appreciate like AI and like that early Eagles Super Bowl NFC Championship run we had in the early 2000s. But
Yeah.
the Phillies were like my first team that I remember watching a lot and growing up with. So
Me
Jimmy
too.
Rollins, Utley, Howard, like those are my guys. Like
Yeah.
they probably won't get in, but I think all three of them should be in the Hall of Fame. But it
Yeah.
probably won't happen.
I listen to them. I listen to them bad mouth Utley on
Yeah,
a major on an NBL station or whatever. Why he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame? I think some of these guys ought to, just come down off of their high horse and say, you know what, maybe we can be like the other Hall of Fames and maybe let in a little bit some more players, guys played their asses off, and because they played with maybe too many teams, or they had a bad year one year, or all of this stuff. These guys come down on these different things, and
yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Basil, Charlie, and William and Addison. Uh, do you think um, do you think Howie Roseman will select more Georgia Bulldogs?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's all what he's got up on that board in that draft room.
Yeah.
Because he got Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter, the one draft. Do you think he'll get more Georgia Bulldog
He
since
might
they
as well
have
draft
lots
from the
of
best teams.
Yeah.
One, I guess the one mock draft I'm looking at right here, they have three Georgia guys going a good bit before the Eagles pick: a safety, a linebacker, and an edge rusher. So that they might have to trade up to get the first round pick. Georgia guys.
Maybe we'll find a way.
Yeah, right. Keep wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because it's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You always need you always need that last piece on the puzzle to make it complete. You know what I mean? And that's like, with players. So yeah, I think Howie does a good job, and the guys that work for him do a good job. And
Great.
I think it's a team effort all the way around the board. It has to be. There cannot be any conflict, because as soon as there's a conflict enters into the situation, then everybody starts to like break apart. Because they have their own idea about this situation, and all of a sudden this one stupid situation becomes bigger than it really is.
Yeah.
And it can break up a team, and it's happened before, and it's not a good thing.
I mean, I know people gave him gave him a hard time before, but it's hard to argue that he's not good anymore when he won 2 Super Bowls and
No
years.
No,
I know you're not. I know you're not saying that. I'm just saying, like in general, people have given him a hard time in the past, but can't argue now.
You can't argue the final it's like a play. It's the final moment. You know what I mean, when everything is pulled together, and so yeah. But that's just me. But I think I talk too much. So maybe some of the other guys can talk.
Addison, do you have a motivational quote for the listeners?
Motivational quote. Oh, not off the top of my head. Dig through the archives here and try to find one for you. What about you? You got one?
The guests come up with the motivational quote.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Yeah. Let's see.
I think the best motivational speech is the one that Fred Shiro gave to the Flyers before they played the Boston Bruins for the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That sixth game.
Yeah.
He says, if we win today, we walk together forever.
Did you guys see the speech that I don't know if are you guys college basketball fans at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Villanova.
You see the quote that the speech that Rick Pitino gave his team the other day?
Oh, well, for which game was that?
No? Yeah, there was St. John's. They were losing pretty big at halftime to Providence, and he gave them a nice motivational speech about how you got to fight through adversity and don't give up at the first sign when things go bad. And they ended up coming back and winning the game. So I think that's a good good life lesson, not just a basketball lesson. But you can't just quit the first time things go poorly for you. You got to keep fighting through it.
Yeah, you can't just pick yourself up, gather your toys and leave.
I got one.
Right.
I got one quote for the listeners for today. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. The
Rocky,
world,
right?
the world ain't all sunshines and rainbows. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. And all I want to do is go to the distance.
That's right.
That's a good quote, Rahul.
Go to the distance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rahul, do you want me to start doing the closing now?
Yeah, you could. Wait, Addison, do you have a quote for today?
I think the Rick Pitino one that I mentioned was a good one about just play. It wasn't like a specific quote, but it was just like an overall message of fighting through adversity and don't quit at the first sign of things going bad for you. Just keep moving forward and everything will be good.
Yeah.
Plus the adjustments that he made at halftime.
Yeah, right. Plus the basketball part of it too. The human part of it and the basketball part of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The players came out and they did it. They fought through adversity. They listened to what the coach told them at halftime. They did that, and they played harder, and they played the best defense they could play. Because without defense, you don't win.
William, can you do the closing statement?
Sure. Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of Rockin' with Rahul and the Three Amigos. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and be sure to listen to our recording of our show on mongoradio.com Friday nights at 11 p.m. And remember, click and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rockin' with Rahul and the Three Amigos. Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Good night. Thank you, Addison, for joining our show.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for having me on.
It was a pleasure seeing you, Addison.
Thank you, Addison. I enjoyed talking with you, man.
Yeah. Nice to meet you guys. Good to see you, Will.
See you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you, Addison.
Take care.
See you guys.